Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kevin Widler. Welcome to another episode of the abortion debate and the 2020 election. A lot has happened since my original video. A few weeks ago, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg passed away. My condolences to her family. Um, I didn't agree with her point of view on abortion. She was pro-choice, and I really sincerely hope that in her dying days that she came to regret her support for abortion. I really, really, truly hope so. I pray for people who support abortion that they'll have a change of heart. I always do. Now, so after her death, that means that President Trump had to nominate a judge to replace Justice Ginsburg. So President Trump nominated Amy Coney Barrett. Amy Coney Barrett is currently a judge, a federal judge on the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals in Chicago, Illinois. Before that, she was a distinguished law professor at Notre Dame. And prior to that, she served as a law clerk for Justice Antonin Scalia, Supreme Court Justice Antonin Scalia. And she's the mother of 7 children. Pretty impressive feat, for somebody who is a judge and former law professor. To be able to do all that and to raise a family, it's pretty impressive. And she's an originalist. So what that means is she feels that the Constitution needs to be interpreted as it was written versus, more liberal judges who believe that the Constitution is a living document and you interpret it based on the times, that we're living in, But the originalist view is you have to interpret it as it was written, and the only way anything can be changed, of course, is by amending it, the Constitution. That would take an act of Congress passing it and the states ratifying an amendment to the Constitution. So that's big news. Amy Coney Barrett, her confirmation hearings have come and gone. She was grilled for hours on end, and even some liberal lawyers, are speaking out and saying that, hey, she's qualified. She's got a very impressive resume. She's extremely intelligent. She's absolutely qualified to be on the Supreme Court of the United States. So the vote on whether or not Amy Coney Barrett will get on the Supreme Court, the Senate should be voting right before the election, probably by the end of October. I heard the 27th possibly, or yeah, somewhere in there. We'll know for sure soon enough. And so that brings me to our next topic. This was what I was planning on talking about, was Roe versus Wade. Roe versus Wade was decided on January the 22nd, 1973. And what Roe versus Wade did was it legalized abortion in all 50 states. Prior to that, abortion was mostly illegal. In most states, abortion was not legal. In Illinois, abortion was illegal. In Texas, abortion was illegal. The only time an abortion was allowed was to save the life of the mother. And that is where the Roe versus Wade case originated, was in Texas. And so basically what Roe versus Wade did was significant, legalizing abortion in all 50 states. And what a lot of people don't know about Roe versus Wade, its companion case, Doe v. Bolton, pretty much allows for abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy. So Roe basically says, that a woman can have an abortion for any reason in the first trimester, and in the second and in the later part of pregnancy, in the second and third trimester, um, she can have an abortion. The states can regulate abortion later in pregnancy, but they have to consider the life and the health of the mother. Now, health of the mother is a very, very broad term, and they stated that health could include familial health, mental health. So basically, if a woman was feeling depressed, she could get an abortion when she's 9 months pregnant, moments from giving birth. So that's, Doe v. Bolton said, oh yeah, states can regulate abortion later in pregnancy, but they left so many loopholes that pretty much the Roe versus Wade and Doe v. Bolton decisions pretty much allow for abortion through all 9 months of pregnancy. And so why was Roe versus Wade a wrong decision? Because basically what it said was that the Constitution guarantees a woman's right to an abortion. I've read the Constitution. There is nothing in the Constitution about abortion. Nothing. Zilch. Zip. And what's interesting is they referenced the 14th Amendment as guaranteeing a woman's right to abortion. And again, there's nothing in there about abortion. The first part of the 14th Amendment gives the definition of a citizen, and then it goes on to state that no state shall deprive any person of life, liberty, and property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. So that just pretty much, that 14th Amendment pretty much states that the unborn should be protected, because it says no state shall deprive any person. It doesn't say, well, unborn children are not included. It doesn't say that. It says no state shall deprive any person. It means what it says. And as I've stated to you in the previous video, I showed you the ultrasound. This is what an unborn baby looks like at 12 weeks. And it's legal for a woman to abort this baby, to have the baby ripped right out of her womb through all 9 months of pregnancy. And since Roe versus Wade was decided on that fateful day, January 22nd, 1973, over 60 million innocent, helpless babies have been killed. So, I don't know how Judge Amy Coney Barrett will rule on abortion, but I do know that she's an originalist, and somebody with an originalist point of view, when an abortion case comes before the court, I would imagine they would take a look at that 14th Amendment. And you can only just come to the logical conclusion that Roe versus Wade should be overturned, because the 14th Amendment says no state shall deprive any person of life. Hello, person. So I think it's pretty much inevitable, and I think the extreme leftist Democrat Party knows that Roe versus Wade is about to be overturned. You can tell by the policies that they're supporting. They support abortion, on demand, no restrictions, and they want you, the taxpayer, to pay for it. So the presidential election is now just 2 weeks away. The stakes could not be higher. This is a life and death election. There is a real opportunity to end the shedding of innocent blood. Every day, 3,000 innocent, helpless babies are killed by abortion in the United States of America. Planned Parenthood, the nation's leading abortion provider, kills on average over 345,000 innocent, helpless babies every year in abortions. So President Trump has stated that he is pro-life and he will do everything he can to protect innocent unborn children. So if you vote to re-elect President Trump and Congress passes pro-life laws protecting the unborn, you can bet your bottom dollar that President Trump will sign that into law to protect those unborn children. Now, on the other hand, if Joe Biden is elected president, he knows that Roe versus Wade is on the rocks. So he wants to actually pass a national law to write Roe versus Wade into law. He wants to codify Roe versus Wade because it was never passed by any legislature. You know how a law is passed. The House passes a bill, the Senate passes a bill, and the president signs it. No, Roe versus Wade, it was decided by 7 men in black robes. Not the role of the courts to do that. Their job is to interpret the Constitution, and nowhere in the Constitution did it say that a woman could have an abortion. So that's why Roe versus Wade was a terrible, despicable decision. So Joe Biden wants to make Roe versus Wade permanently the law of the land. He wants the House to pass a bill to make Roe versus Wade permanent and the Senate, and then he promises to sign it. So he's perfectly okay with abortion on demand through all 9 months of pregnancy, even if the woman is moments away from giving birth, even if she has a fully formed 7-pound baby inside of her with a beating heart and a functioning brain. Joe Biden doesn't care. He thinks that that baby does not deserve the right to life. And that is absolutely evil. And we're better than that as a country. We are absolutely better than that. President Trump has stated several times that every child, born and unborn, is a sacred gift from God. Get to the polls, everyone. Vote to re-elect our great pro-life president, Donald J. Trump, and vote for pro-life Republicans up and down the ballot. The future of our great country depends on you. God bless you, and may God bless the United States of America.